Oh, I got 2 people in here. All right, what's up? What's up, squad? How's everybody doing out there? I only got 2 folks in here. I'm gonna wait a minute till some other folks get in. Fix my tie for a second. Fix my tie, make sure I look good. Starting on today. Had to step out in the Carolina blue checker. Ooh, ah, what you gonna do with all that junk? All that junk. Pissed off Marine. What's up, buddy? Loose gun. How you guys doing? Damn, I look weird without my glasses. I just realized I just saw myself without my glasses. I look so weird. Anyway, how y'all doing? Appreciate y'all. Mr. Porter, what's up, buddy? I'm gonna call you in a minute. I'm gonna let you know what just happened out here with fucking Ron Goldman's bitch ass. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't curse on here on YouTube anymore. They get upset about people cursing, so I can't say anything. Shit was so funny. I am currently, the sun's shining, but so the courthouse is right here behind me, right across the street. Just got out of there, got back over to the car, sitting down, waiting to get some folks. Oh, we got 80 people in here already. All right, so I'll go ahead and give y'all a little update. So today's court date was for the incident at the MVA that took place, God, it was probably back in like May. I think it was back in May, maybe even before that. It might have been like March. Either way, I went out to the MVA. I didn't want to wear a mask. They told me I had to wear a mask. My grandma told me to put the mask on. I put it on. They came. The police picked me up and threw me out of the building anyway. While my grandma was trying to explain to them that he put the mask on. What's your reason for this or that? They pushed her out of the door. She's a very short lady, so she waddles as is. She fell. I think she maybe screamed a little too much for sure. Maybe a little dramatic in the scenario, but definitely a very shocking and scary thing for an old woman to fall. So I'm not going to sit here and fault her on getting as worked up as she did. But that was ultimately their argument, was that we got worked up outside and we disturbed the peace, and that I disobeyed lawful orders to calm down and not disrupt the peace and to leave the premises and just this, that, and the third. So ultimately, we get up here today, and the state had offered a stet docket. It was a stet docket with 8 hours of community service, basically meaning they had no case. They knew they had no case. So I was like, look, I'm not taking that. I guess I'm a principled person is what I'm trying to say. Is I would rather take my chance at going to trial and having this judge just be a complete corrupt asshole and convict me wrongfully of something that I didn't do than to kind of plead guilty to something that I know I didn't. Now, ultimately, the stet docket is not an admission of guilt. It's ultimately you and the state agreeing that you're both not going to go to trial on this, that maybe they do or don't have enough evidence to convict you. Actually, I think that would be an Alford plea. Ultimately, the state doesn't have enough evidence to convict me. So we took a stet docket. And ultimately what that means is in the next 3 years, as long as I don't commit any other crimes or any serious offenses, this will get wiped off the record. It is not a guilty plea. It's also not a not guilty, though. And that's kind of what upset me, is I didn't really want to take the plea deal for the stet docket. But if I took my chance and went to trial and was found guilty by the... Actually, I don't think I've ever been in front of Judge Pyrel. I don't know anything about him, whether he's a good or a bad judge. But either way, if I take my chances in front of Judge Pyrel and I lose the case, I can ultimately be convicted of something that they didn't have evidence to really convict me of. So at least in this way, I can take the stet docket, not plead that I'm guilty, but also not have to worry about the state wrongfully convicting me. These are the same people that are charging me multiple different cases with crimes that I did not commit. So I don't really have the best faith in them doing the right thing as far as the Maryland judicial system is concerned. So I didn't really want to take my chances there. I told the public defender, look, I'm not doing no community service. I'm not doing that. I'm not going out and spending hours of my time for their ignorance and their problem. I'll go to trial before I sit there and do 8 hours community service. They ultimately agreed to do a plea deal, stet docket, no community service, after 6 months, noli prosequi the case. It then, through talking with my public defender, the recent trash cleanups and the work with the home. I know y'all thought I was like joking about those homeless things too, but I really do have care packages ready to go with chewies, socks, hats, deodorants, soap, stuff like that, ready to go. So I'm actually able to use the recent work I've been doing, helping pass out different stuff at the Lighthouse shelter down here in Annapolis, and then personally on my own time, different supplies to homeless shelters, and then also the trash cleanup at the park that I did. I can use those hours for community service as my community service hours. So I ended up going ahead and going back and taking the plea deal with the 8 hours of community service, because what I'm already doing constitutes as that. So it was kind of like a win-win. I don't have to go to trial. I don't have to fight the state and let them ultimately try to convict me wrongfully, which I know they're trying to do at every turn. It allows me to continue to do some kind of good work and also use that in a legal sense to help myself out of this situation. But yeah, it's ultimately just not going through the headache of just like fighting the state when I know they're trying to convict me wrongfully. Like, if they're going to sit here and charge me with crimes I didn't commit, who's to say that the judge isn't in on the same shit? Who's to say he's not part of the same corrupt legal system that he already works for? Like, so that was kind of where my like head was after speaking with, thank you, Michelle. Thank you everyone that's been saying something too, y'allthebomb.com. So ultimately, that was kind of like my thinking with the public defender that I had. And she's awesome. Her name is Megan Downey. She's like AAA plus rock star, 10 gold stars, 12 out of 10, fucking 9,000 power level for sure. She's thebomb.com. So when speaking to her, she was like, look, if we take the plea deal now, the worst that can happen is they bring the case back up. You end up having to go to trial, and then you fight the case that you were going to fight today anyway. So why not at least take this route and maybe not have to worry about the state wrongfully convicting you and dealing with all that, and you still don't have a guilty plea. So it was kind of like a good scenario. I think if I had had a private attorney and had spent like money on this whole situation, I'd have fought it out. But with having a public defender, someone who was willing to go to trial for me, but was also willing to kind of help me view it from a different standpoint, I was very appreciative of. So it kind of worked out in the way that it worked out. So it's not a not guilty. It's also not guilty. We just both kind of amicably agreed to not go to trial against each other. So ultimately, they knew they didn't have any evidence. If the state had any evidence whatsoever, they would not be offering me a STED docket. They don't charge you with crimes that you didn't commit and then like offer you like a slap on the wrist out of it. That's not what happens. They did it because they know they have no evidence. But ultimately, it's a hell of a lot cheaper and a lot less hectic going to trial and dealing with this shit. There was like 70 people in this courtroom. I've never seen this district court have that many people in the courtroom. It was also the one in the corner, which I've never been in, so it was like a massive like double room. But shit was crazy out there, bro. It was a big ass courtroom today. There's a lot of people. But yeah, they ultimately had the 2 state troopers out there that I originally dealt with, and then Officer Hannigan was also there. So I had to look at like Officer Goldman and then the dude who was like tried to arrest me, and when I just like booked ass and ran away from the whole situation. Yes, for those of you who have not seen that video, I was out there like giving the cops shit for harassing my grandma and like trying to ID her while she was in the back of the ambulance and just like accosting the shit out of her. And I'm like, leave her the fuck alone, man. Like, leave her alone. Ultimately, the state trooper Goldman tells his buddy like, arrest him. And I'm like, no, don't arrest me. And he's like, all right, come here. And I just fucking took off running. I'm like, look, I'm not sitting here and dealing with this shit. I'm not letting y'all falsely arrest me again, try to hold me down there on a non-recognizance bond or make me pay $1,000 to get myself out when I didn't commit any crimes. So I took off running. I booked ass. Definitely got away. And I wouldn't say I just beat the case, but I didn't lose the case either. We just amicably agreed to not go to trial against each other. So yeah, that's kind of the gist of it there, squad. That's kind of what happened there. But yeah, it's very stressful. I got a couple court dates this month coming up for like all the different shit. The shit at the city hall down there with the city of Annapolis, and then I also have the other thing with the Maryland Capitol Police. The original arrest with Maryland Capitol Police that started my entire auditing journey is still going on. They've already lost the second arrest that they tried to put on me, but they're still trying to prosecute the very first one. And they just want to like make it go as far as it can. They just want to try to like run me out of money, which it's not costing me any money because one, I don't have any money. Two, I have a public defender, so that doesn't cost any money. And three, they just want to run me out of like spirit and fight and just like hope. And they're not going to do either, man. So yeah, I have like all three of those this month. Definitely a wild one. So yeah, I've just been taking it easy, man. I've just been chilling, taking some time for myself. The first case is that first case is some bullshit. I wasn't even back on the property. They tried to say I came back onto the property to trespass, and I had a body camera on that was on the entire time. So like, it's easily beatable. They know they have no evidence in no case. They're just trying to prolong it just to be dickheads. So shit's crazy. Oh damn, my boy just walked over there. Hope he's all right. But yeah. Yep. Cope Dog, what's up, buddy? Chris Scott, Woody, Dana, Lou, I just seen Lou say something. Appreciate y'all, man. Grab it, Ryan, Jose, Anon Mouse, 402 Southern, Sandra, Blue Steel. I appreciate everybody that's in here right now. I haven't really posted too many videos in the last like month or so. I think I posted like 4 or 5 shorts and like 2 videos in the last month itself, but I've just been taking some time, man. This shit is very hectic, especially when I'm doing it all by myself. I don't have like another cameraman or an auditor, or I mean an editor, another auditor, a driver, an assistant. I don't have anything. So it's all just like my own dumbass going out there, doing the videotaping, dealing with the entire scenario, then going home, watching the same scenario that I just dealt with that was already hectic enough, and having to edit it for the next 4 hours and watch it over and over and over and make sure I get the cuts right, because I don't like to put out shitty quality work. And then I have to sit there and then go do it all over. So it becomes very hectic for myself alone to be done. So I just needed a break, squad. I just needed a break. Jim, what's up, buddy? Jim, shoot me a text, baby. Shoot me a text. Shoot me an email, brother. Shoot me an email. I guess that's also where it gets like hard, because I do have people that reach out and they offer to come out and shoot videos with me. They offer to come out and audit, to kind of be a shadow. I do have an extra old I fixed my old GoPro 4, so I do have an extra camera available that can be used, but I just don't really know what anyone's intentions are. You know what I mean? Like, what if I go out there with somebody and they've got ill intentions? They're out there trying to give auditors a bad name, and they wanted to use this moment to attack someone, or they bring a weapon, or there was some auditor, they were telling me some auditor brought drugs with him in his pocket, like to the audit, and then got arrested with like illegal drugs that he wasn't prescribed in his pocket. And I'm just like, man, I just don't need something like that happening to me. You know what I mean? So that's also where it sucks. It's like, I'm very skeptical to bring somebody out with me because I don't know someone's intentions. I don't know how they're going to act in the heat of the moment. I don't know if they're going to, overdo it, underdo it. The one buddy I brought out that wanted to go, as soon as the cops showed up, he was gone. He was outside sitting down by the car, like waiting for me, texting me, being like, come on, bro, let's just leave. And it's like, dog, you wanted to come out here and do this. Like, you wanted to audit. We're going to audit. If you don't want to come in, that's fine, but I'm not leaving early. Like, so it sucks, man, that I don't really have like a squad to go around with. I have a squad to watch me, but I don't have a squad that's here in person. So it becomes a lot for someone to do by themselves, and I just needed a little bit of break. That's all. I just needed a little bit of time for myself. Just to let you guys know, I did also get a t-shirt press, so I can start doing my own merchandise. Somebody had bought a sweatshirt from like the YouTube Spreadshirt or whatever fucking whatever fucking place that YouTube sells on, and they charged them like $45 for this sweatshirt, right? And they paid me like $9 for it, and I'm like, where is the other like $40, $37 they're going? I know the sweatshirt itself cost $6 on alphabroder.com to buy, but it is a literally 2-color screen print. Like, what, my guy? So I went ahead and bought the supplies to do it myself. Yeah, spring. It was spring. Yep, you're right. It was spring. Spreadshirt in spring. I think Spreadshirt was the one that I used, though. I couldn't think of the other name. I think Spreadshirt's the one that I used. But yeah, dude, they charged someone like $42.99 for their sweatshirt and gave me like, it was like $9 for it. Maybe, I think it was like $9.99 or something dumb. But yeah, that's just crazy, man. So you need time to yourself, just like any other. Absolutely. Yeah, you got to take time for yourself, brother. You got to take time for yourself. That's for sure. But yeah, kind of also, when I had saw my oncologist back in November 13th, I saw him. He had told me that while my blood wasn't at like, it wasn't at like an alarming rate, it wasn't at somewhere that I had to be worried or switch up my treatment schedule. He did say that my red, my plasma, and my white platelet levels, as well as my hematocrit level, I think that was the word. It wasn't hemoglobin, it was hematocrit, was ultimately back up to where it was in January, so this time last year. So I had kind of gone back a few months as far as progress in my health as well. So I just wanted to take some time off. I think it was an accumulation of like the head getting busted open. The pharmacy didn't have my blood thinners for like 5 or 6 days, so I had to go without my blood thinners and my Hydrea for like 5 or 6 days. I think it was just accumulation of everything, you know what I mean? So yeah, I believe the hematocrit is what he said got too high, not hemoglobin. I think the hemoglobin was still the same. The protein levels within my blood were getting higher, and the hematocrit level itself was very high. I think I had gotten down to like 600,000 red blood cells per liter, and it was back up to like 680 or like 700,000 per liter, which isn't good. It's not bad, but it's not good either. My goal is like 4 to 450, and I was like almost down. I was almost down, squad. So we're getting there, though. It has been progressively getting better. I don't see him once a month, but I get my blood drawn once a month to make sure that it doesn't go higher, that it's coming down. And in both December and January, which I got earlier today, and I've already got the test results for, it's come down. So we're headed right back in the right direction. I just needed a little bit of time. Just had to, get myself right, squad. But I appreciate all y'all. Chris, appreciate your brother. Andrew, Gravit, $7. Gofus, if that's how I say that. Ted Fast, keeping the swine in line. Dana, y'all thebomb.com, man. Absolutely. Don't cheat yourself. Treat yourself. Sorry, I had to turn the car on. It was getting hot in here. Gotta turn the air on for a second. I'm starting to sweat. Sweating, baby. Woo! Oh, what the hell? I thought that was my car. It was an ambulance right there. What the hell? Anyway, yeah, that was all, man. It was just a very like stressful month. I feel like everything was just kind of an accumulation. Erica, how you doing, homie? Appreciate you. I think it was just an accumulation of everything that was going on. So I just had to take some time for myself, squad. Boom. All right, there you go, Erica. I had been meaning to do that. I had just missed you the last couple of live streams. I hadn't clicked on that, but Utabomb.com, and I appreciate you. Everyone that's sending prayers right now, Utabomb, I appreciate you guys. Yeah, Whoopi Goldberg was out there today. I thought he got fired or something. He was out there like in a suit like me. He didn't have a blazer on or nothing. He was out there in a dress shirt and the basic shit, but he had his badge tucked in like under, it was weird. It was like tucked under his shirt. And then he had stored something at the bailiff's desk. I don't think it was his gun because other officers had their gun on him, so he had stored something at the bailiff's desk because when he went to leave, I went upstairs to get, they had some discovery for me. Where'd it go? Oh, it's my pocket. The state's attorney's office had some discovery for me to pick up. So when I went upstairs to pick the copy of the discovery up for one of the cases, it's actually the case at the city hall. I don't have, for some reason, I still don't have representation entered in on that. I had spoken to some private counsel, but I should have at least had the public defender's office entered in for me on that. For some reason, I don't, so I went and picked up the copy of the discovery myself. It is the building footage and then also the police body cam from the day that I was at City Hall, and I did the wellness check because nobody was answering the mayor's door, and I was very worried for their health and safety. So this was in that matter. But yeah, I saw him leaving as I was going up the stairs to get that, and he had checked something at like the bailiff's desk. I've never seen an officer check anything at the bailiff's desk. First I was like, oh, would they steal his phone too? But nah, you know they don't. You know they don't. Donnie Creasy, what's up, brother? I got family down there in Myrtle. Myrtle and North Myrtle. The other one lives in Charleston. But yeah, they work down there. They live down there in Myrtle. Erica, so something I found is you got to go onto your phone settings and enable notifications. Enable YouTube notifications on your phone. If you have it set on the YouTube app and you're not getting it, it may be your phone that isn't allowing YouTube notifications. I had the same problem with a couple of channels that I had Noti set up for. And I'm like, man, I know I have this set up. Why can I not watch this? Why is it not giving me an update? Why am I seeing all these videos 8 hours, a day, 2 days after they're uploaded? And it was because my phone had notifications turned off. So that's what got me. Yeah, it took me like 4 or 5 months and someone pointing it out for me to realize it too. So I try to pass that information along whenever I can. But Ryan Holzinger, hell yeah, that's awesome, brother. They got some good golf courses down there. They got some good golf courses. My uncle is actually the general manager of one of the restaurants right there on the boardwalk. I'm not going to say which one because I know the trolls are just going to call down there and fuck with it. But it's like right there. If anyone's familiar with Myrtle, it's like right there in that same area where they put that arcade at. Christ, it's probably been about a year or two now. But they have put like an arcade in right there on that 3-level building. And it's like right there in that kind of like square area. Those of you for down there, you know what I'm talking about. They put that dumbass like Game Over arcade or Player One arcade there, and it was like a 3-level arcade bar restaurant right next to a restaurant. And it was like, y'all should have just kept the bottom floor and done the arcade. Why'd you try to serve food like right next to a good restaurant? Shit's just dumb. Lou in the helicopters? Oh, hell yeah. That's what's up, buddy. You got your pilot's license? That's dope, man. My buddy Constantino's up here got his. I always see him post up videos of himself going out flying. It's awesome. He'll fly over Annapolis and check out like the State House and stuff like that. It's cool, man. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I just wanted to come on and give y'all a little update as to what was going on with life, the court date, all that shit. Why do I get a feeling you're good at mama jokes? I feel like I used to be okay at your mama jokes during the height of your mama jokes, like when Wilder Valderrama was hosting that show on MTV. That was like the height of like your mama jokes. But I feel like they've just gone out of rotation now, which is sad because I like a good your mama joke. I like to bake somebody up real quick. What did it say? The man who attacked you, that case coming up soon. So ultimately, the man who attacked me, State's Attorney Michael May, has refused to prosecute charges against Robert Jones Jr. I can't really speak on anything else at the moment. When I'm allowed to, when I'm advised that I'm able to give you guys more of an update, I will give you more of an update. But right now, I've kind of been advised not to say anything about it, just to kind of lay low, gather the information, and do what I need to do as far as the next steps. So, but yeah, as soon as an update is available, I will definitely give you guys one. I just don't want to comment on any future ongoing proceedings if that's the route that I choose. So yeah, I just wanted to not jeopardize or compromise that. But yes, absolutely, I definitely want to update you guys on that. The state refused to press charges on him. They're not doing anything to him for that. Jim, my brother, oh my God. Thank you, my guy. Brother, how do I put this up there? I wanted to put it up on the, oh, this isn't StreamYard, that's why. Jim, my brother, I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you, brother. But yeah. Joey's 3D camera. I'm gonna check that out too, Skunt. I like watching like the audit and Lackluster because they're all so critical of the auditors too. They're not scared to like call the auditors out when they do something wrong. So I like to watch that and to see different scenarios and how I should or maybe shouldn't act, or it's like a good hindsight, you know what I mean? I try to use that as okay, if I get myself in a similar scenario, I should try to direct it towards this, as instead of allowing it to go this way, or whatever, vice versa. They're very informative, very factual. They look up the laws in the different areas, so that stuff's awesome, man. I know. Daryl B. That was my biggest thing, Daryl, is I was like, look, if I just take this stupid plea deal, I've already got the 8 hours community service documented. Like, I'm doing more than I need to do for that. That's not an issue. But if I go to trial and I lose this, which, granted, it was like a 99.999999 repeating 100 million times % that I would have won it. But there's that 1%, and if I don't, then it's just like, why didn't I just take the plea deal of a not guilty, a not guilty plea and community service hours that I already literally have documented. So, yeah, that kind of sucks. But yeah, I forget why I just said that. I forget what the question was. I forget what that was. Oh yeah, it was them kidnapping me. Yeah, I'm lucky they didn't kidnap me, son of bitches. It's just so funny, man. Like, I guess it's not funny. I try and stay like optimistic or like laugh about it or not like let it get me down, but it's actually like severely fucked up that the government and the people that we vote for to like protect, serve, help us make this world a better place, allow their egos to like get in the way of doing the work that they're supposed to do. They have egos that are just too big for their own bodies. Like, for instance, I reach out to the mayor's office, or I reach out to the city of Annapolis, or reach out to a bunch of places that help me with a trash cleanup project, and no one wants to help me clean up trash and put trash cans out there except one officer who volunteered on her own time to come out there. And then meanwhile, the mayor's office goes out there and installs 2 trash cans with signs saying, oh, the mayor Gavin Buckley and the office of the mayor for Annapolis City installed these trash cans to keep Greenberry Point clean. And it's like, why did you go out and put 2 trash cans up after I went out and put 2 trash cans up? Like, why could we have not come together and put 4 of them out there as a unit? Like, why not we as a team put 4 out there and clean up together? I sound like that frauder or troll. Together. You other guys, man. These other guys. Anyway, sorry, that shit geeks me out. Like, all these, like, funny, I watch this shit. I love this shit, man. These troll channels that make these videos on, like, the other auditors and myself as well, I geek out at this shit. Like, the amount of effort that they put into making these videos, and they'll sit there and talk, like, I spent 6 hours on this video, and it would be a dumpster fire of a production, and I'm like, dog, I had Windows Video Editor and did a better job than that. Like, come on, dog. They all talk weird as hell too, so I love it. I love that shit. Anyway, why could we not have come together and put 4 trash cans out here and cleaned up this park as a squad, as a unit, and done something good for the community? No, you had to let me go do 2 myself. Then you realize that the community was like, oh, this kid did a good thing. Oh, Annapolis Audit did a good thing. You guys tried to make him out to be such a piece of shit. If he's such a piece of shit, then how come he's cleaning up the local parks and you guys have never done that yourselves? So then they rush out there to put their own 2 trash cans to save face and be like, well, we put out 2 trash cans too. And it's, I don't get it, man. Like, at the end of the day, sure, it gets the results. Like, if I gotta be the hated asshole in the city to get y'all to go install trash cans and to treat people with dignity and to not overcharge them, then fine, I'll be the asshole. I'll put the bullseye right on my forehead. Go ahead and direct all your hate and all your ignorant comments right towards me. If you're gonna go clean up the community afterwards and you're gonna treat people with respect and actually, like, acknowledge them as just human beings and the public citizens that you're here to serve, then sure, I'll be that asshole all day, every day, for the rest of my life. I'll be the punk, the asshole, the frauditor, the whatever, the criminal, whatever you want me to be. As long as you go out and do what it is you are supposed to do, fuck it, I'll be that guy. If it gets you to do your job, sure, I'll take that. You've already made the whole city think I'm some huge asshole. So just keep it up. As long as you do what you're supposed to do on your end, I'll be the scapegoat. I don't mind being that guy for you. I don't mind. I can take it. I know they watch my shit. I hope they just watch that. I hope they know. Like, what's up, good guy Audits? Yeah, I love me some Bay Area too. Bay Area is dope. I love Long Island. He's good. Good guy. Good guy Audits is in here too. Check his shit out. I meant to link up with him when he came down for a football game. He was down here winning championships in the football joint. I know, it is though, man. There's way too many a-holes in Maryland. It's sad. But yeah, man. It's just, I don't know. It's almost sad that, like, the city, the county, and the state will, like, do everything to try to discredit your reputation and make you out to be, like, some piece of shit. But then they'll turn around and do what you just did for the community. And it's like, if I'm such a piece of shit, then, like, why are you copying me? Why are you taking my example and following it? Like, if I'm such a piece of shit. I think that's what gets them the most, is that they just know at the end of the day, like, I might be a smart ass, I might be a bit of a punk, but I care about any and everyone. I care about everything. And they know that the comebacks that I think that's why I get so pissed off, is because the comebacks are just, like, logical. I just try to use, like, common sense on these people. And they're so used to just, like, saying some bullshit excuse and somebody being like, oh, okay, all right, the government said that, so fuck no, that makes no sense. What are you talking about? And I'll, like, poke a hole in whatever it is they say. So I think they don't like me at the end of the day. I think that's what they hate the most, is that I just expose, like, the hypocrisy and the ignorance in their actions, or lack thereof. But yeah, fuck it. If they're gonna sit there and clean up the park, and they're gonna install trash cans, and they're gonna help out people, and they're gonna pass out shit to the homeless, and they're gonna do what I'm asking them to do, just behind me, after me, then that's fine. I'll be the asshole. If it requires them making someone to be the asshole in order to get them to help out the community, I'll be that guy. I'm the fucking dickhead. Like, you've already made me out to be that anyway, so why not just, you know what I mean? Shit's crazy. Alright, I'm taking y'all for a hands-free journey with me. We're headed home. I can't sit here in this damn parking lot anymore. We are getting a new bathroom at the house. So ultimately, it is my cousin's house. Me, him, and another one of his friends live there. We're all roommates, and we are getting a new shower/bathroom upstairs. Now, he actually does home improvements and, like, architectural work and stuff like that, so he's the one doing the work, even better. But yeah, so they're at home doing that right now, so I was just trying to waste some time and prolong as long as I could. I don't like to feel like I'm in the way or interrupting. But yeah, it was just a nice little outing at court. I know, like the public defender said, like, at the end of the day, she knows that they had no evidence. She knows they had no case. She was more than willing to go to trial. She was more than confident in going to trial. She actually had reached out to me a couple days ago and spoken to me about it, and asked me if I had any questions, asked me if I needed to know anything, or if I had anything to input into it. It was nice, because usually, like, you don't see the public defender until you get to court, and you talk to him for like 5 minutes in the hallway, or you might talk to him for like 2 minutes the day before. But I've actually spoken to Miss Megan a couple of times before this, so she had my number. She reached out, and we were able to have a nice conversation and kind of find a common ground on what it is I was looking to do and what it is she was confident in doing before we got there. So yeah, if anyone is in Maryland and ever needs the public defender down here in Anne Arundel County, Megan Downey is definitely an A+. Good one. There's a couple good ones that work down there too, man. There's Megan Downey. There's also the girl Madison. I can't think of Madison's last name. She's really good too. Ann Jefferson. I think it's Jefferson. Yeah, Ann Jefferson's good. The lady that represented my little brother in that case where he went fucking awesome, man. Her name was Kokoma. Her last name was Kokoma. And yeah, she was the bomb.com too. But she worked down there at Circuit. She's not in district court. I was in district court today. But yeah, so through speaking with her, I ultimately went ahead and took the plea deal to add the case to the STET docket. Oh, I gotta go this way. To add the case to the STET docket pending no new charges. Well, pending I do 8 hours community service that I already have documented, and then pending no new charges in the next 6 months will noli proseque the STET charges. So it really wasn't that big of a deal. It wasn't like I had to get found guilty. That was my biggest thing, is I wasn't going to accept a guilty plea for something I didn't do. I would have went to trial and sat in jail for the next 100 years before I accepted a guilty verdict for something I didn't do. So this allowed me to still take a not guilty plea while ultimately saving the most time and money for the state of Maryland too. Because I definitely don't feel like having to come back here a second or third time. Or if I appeal it to a jury trial, then I have to go down to circuit court next week and deal with that. It's just like too much sometimes. So yeah, I ultimately went ahead and took the plea deal for it to be on the STET docket, noli proseque after 6 months pending I do 8 hours of community service, which I already have documented. So at first I was like, nah, screw it, I'm going to trial, like da-da-da. And then I asked her, I was like, wait a minute, you say community service, can I use what I've been doing recently, like in these cleanup projects, the care packages, the work with the homeless shelter that's called the Lighthouse Shelter down here in Annapolis City? And she was like, yeah, absolutely, you can use that. So they even clarified it while we were up, like, at the stand, like, this is what he's doing, he can use this. And they were like, sure, that's fine, that's no problem at all. So it ended up being a little bit easier than having to like sit there, go to trial, fight it. I would have had to wait all day to go to trial for everyone else's, you know, postponements, pleas, whatever, motions to be filed, all of like the easy cases to get ran through, to then have our trial and to do this and to do it. And it was just a lot easier just to say, hey, I didn't commit this crime, I'm not guilty, but I'm also not, I'm not guilty, but I'm not guilty, if that makes sense. We all just kind of amicably agreed not to go to trial against each other. That was kind of it. We were both just like, I guess I shouldn't say we were both just like, they knew they had no case, but they also knew that I don't feel like sitting here dealing with this shit. They also know that I've got like 4 more court cases that they've already charged me with that's got going on. So this was just an easy way to get this over with. I'm not being found guilty of anything, and I don't have to do anything different than I'm already doing. So I was alright with that. I am a bit of a principles person, so it sucks that I had to take a STET docket, because I wanted to see their faces when I got found not guilty, or I wanted to see their faces when they dropped it on the spot. But I also really don't feel like sitting there and dealing with that shit either. So this was a good outing. But yeah, thank you for everyone that came in to watch the live stream for the update, find out what was going on. Everyone that's shown love out there, that's watched the channel over the last month and a half. I've only posted a couple shorts and like 2 videos. So by all means, the YouTube algorithm should have just completely shut me out of it by now, but I'm keeping a pretty steady rate of watches and views and daily subscribers on my channel. So I appreciate everyone out there that's still showing support and looking out for your boy and helping me out. Y'all are the bomb.com, man. Y'all are the bomb.com. Especially my moderators, my wrenches, Lou, Erica, I see y'all, Gravit, Coke Dog. Fuck, I know there's some other people in here that are wrenches too. All y'all are the bomb.com, man. I appreciate y'all. I know I say it in my post that I just had on there a little while ago, and I say it probably all the time, but you guys have no idea how much that shit means to me, that like, if people actually care enough about me to like reach out and make sure I'm okay when I'm not uploading videos. Like, is he alright? Hey buddy, you okay? Like, Coke Dog reaches out. A couple people reach out to me. I got a Discord thing where people message me on. People reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram. Hell, I had someone send me a letter. I'll put a picture up of that letter. as soon as I get home. Someone hand wrote me a letter, and it was like the nicest thing I've ever gotten. It wasn't like anything like too crazy, and it was just telling me that they appreciate what I do, that they had some bad experiences here in Maryland, and that they like my channel and my videos and this and that. But just simply seeing something like that, that made my day, that somebody cared enough to handwrite a letter and send it to me. So there was no name on there. They only referred to themselves as good citizen. So I unfortunately don't know who sent it, where it came from. But if that person is watching this video, just know that I greatly appreciated that letter. It is sitting in the picture frame that's on my dresser right now, and I will take a picture of it as soon as I get home for you guys, okay? But yeah, just want to give a little update as to what was going on. Let y'all peek into the life of Terrence for a minute and see what was popping. But yeah, alrighty squad, y'all be safe out there, man. I'm definitely gonna try to get myself out there here this week. I had went out last week to shoot some videos, and I went out for like an entire road trip. I was like, all right, this is it. I packed the car up to go out for a couple hours and to do a couple videos, and it was fucking Monday, dude. It was the day after New Year's. It was a federal holiday, and my dumbass didn't realize it until getting all the way across the Eastern Shore, like an hour and 20 minutes away from my house, and being like, oh, you idiot. So that kind of put a weird damper on that, and I had some other things planned out last week that I kind of planned around that. So that was my fault for thinking that it was not a federal holiday. But yeah. We got the care orientation is locked. That's fine. We got some care packages in the back. It's not like I like go out to like a set place and like set up. I just like to go out, and when I'm driving, if I see someone that has a sign and they're asking for money, or they're saying they're homeless, or what, they're out like a Safeway and they're standing in front of it asking people for change, I like to give them a bag of supplies. I obviously don't like to give them cash for obvious reasons. So I like to instead give them a bag of supplies that I know is going to be very, sorry, I'm trying to get out of the car. It's going to be very helpful here in the winter months. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing, man. I've just been taking some time for me, trying to take some time to help out the community, help out myself, a little bit of everything. But yeah, I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me. Y'allthebomb.com, and you be safe out there, squad. All right, man. Peace out. Oh, wait, I don't know how to end this. Y'all know how to end this? How do I end the stream? I really don't know how to end the stream. There it goes.